देखो वृंदावन में देखो रे मुरली बाजे रे, श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे। गोकुल में देखो वृंदावन में देखो रे मुरली बाजे रे, श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे। चम चम नाचे राधा रानी, सुन के मीत मुरलिया, श्याम छवि में सब बलहारी, ग्वाल बालर गैया। चम चम नाचे राधा रानी, सुन के मीत मुरलिया, श्याम छवि सब बलहारी, ग्वाल बालर गैया। चर चर चाहे रे हो, चर चर चाहे रे मधुरी पुरवैया रे, मेघ नाचे रे, श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे। चंद किरण सा श्याम सलोना, तो आगे कजरा रे, तुमक तुमक नाचे गोपियन के संग, जग का पालन हारे। चंद किरण सा श्याम सलोना, तो आगे कजरा रे, तुमक तुमक नाचे गोपियन के संग, जग का पालन हारे। रास बिहारी संग हो, रास बिहारी संग राधा सुखवरी भी, राज में विराजे रे, श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे। गोकुल में देखो वृंदावन में देखो रे मुरली बाजे रे, श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे, ओ श्याम संग राधा नाचे रे।
Thank you very much, Yashoda. Beautiful Krishna bhajan. And as I asked Shauna to make her way to the harmonium, as our Gandharvas, musicians, and Kirtan Mandali keep you affixed at the feet of Bhagwan, I want to take this time to say a humble Sitaram or Pranam to those of you joining us both in-house and online via YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of our host family here, Srimati Leela Sharma, Pandit Jigeshwar, Pandit Rishi, and Srimati Uma, as well as their extended family, I hope your stay with us this evening will be one of upliftment and devotion. Without further ado, I hand it over to Dashana.
निर्गुण और न्यारे, तुमरे बिन हमरा कौन नहीं, तुमरे बिन हमरा कौन नहीं। ओ पालनहारे निर्गुण और न्यारे, भगवन तुम्हारी बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारी बिन हमरा कोई नहीं। तुम्हें हमें का हो संभाले, तुम्हें हमरे रखवाले, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं। चंदा में तुम्हें तो पर हो चांदनी, सूरज में उजाला तुम्हें से, ये गगन है मंगल, तुम्हें तो दिए हो सितारे भगवन, ये जीवन तुम्हें तो दिए हो सितारे। ओ पालनहारे मेरे गुण और न्यारे, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं। जो सुनो तो कहिए प्रभु जी हमेरी है बिनती, दुखी जन को धीरज तो हारी नहीं, वो कभी दुख से तुम्हें निर्बल को रक्षा दो। भक्ति को शक्ति दो, भक्ति को शक्ति दो, जग के जो स्वामी हो इतने तो हरि जसनो, हे पति मेरे अंधियारे भेदो वरदान में उजियारे। ओ पालनहारे मेरे गुण और न्यारे, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं। ओ पालनहारे मेरे गुण और न्यारे, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमरा कोई नहीं।
Thank you to Shauna for that wonderful rendition of O Palanahari. And as I ask Pravina to make her way to the harmonium, I ask Lakshay to please make his way to the tabla. And for those of you joining us, if you are desirous of giving us a rendition or your contribution for this evening, please make your way to the Kirtan Mandali and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Thank you.
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव जय जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीर पर चारे जमुना तीर पर चारे जय गिरवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर जमुना तीर पर चारे जय गिरवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीर पर चारे जय गिरवरधारी मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर मुरली मनोहर करुणा सागर जमुना तीर पर चारे जय गिरवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी.
Thank you very much, Parveena. Beautiful Krishna bhajan. And as Rishi makes his way to the harmonium, I want to welcome those of you who are just coming in or just joining us online. A humble Sitaram once again. As we wait in eager anticipation for our Vyas for this evening, Pandit Rajan Balgobin will have our Kirtan Manjali keep you attuned and affixed to the feet of Bhagwan. And for those of you who are coming in and are desirous of giving a rendition this evening, please just let us know and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Without further ado, I ask Rishi to give his contribution for this evening.
जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो जब कोई न केवल हारा जब कोई न केवल हारा हो तब तू बेरा पार करे फिर तू ये बेरा पार करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे, पूरन कर दे उनकी आशा, पूरन कर दे उनकी आशा, जो तेरा ध्यान रे हो, जो भी तेरा ध्यान रे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
राते 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 बोल, राते राते बोल, परसाने में दौड़ के मुख से राते राते बोल, राते राते बोल, राते राते बोल, परसाने में दौड़ के मुख से राते राते बोल। रात कैसे राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, राधे राधे बोल, हरे साहिए में डोल, तेबो कैसे राधे राधे बोल।
Thank you very much, Yashoda. As our Kirtan Mandali continues to keep you attuned to that divine form of Bhagwan, that Lord Krishna, for those of you just joining us, I want to take a moment to say our humble Sitram or Pranam to all the mothers and fathers, sisters, brothers, and children. We are so honored to have you here with us this evening. Once again, on behalf of our host family, Srimati Leela Sharma and her 3 wonderful children, we extend a heartfelt welcome and our hope that your stay with us here at Maha Lakshmi Narayan Mandir this evening is one that you will remember. Without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Dashana, and once again, for those of you who are desirous of singing your rendition this evening, please make your way to Kirtan and we'll do our best to accommodate you.
Madhav Maidana Murari Jai Madhav Maidana Murari Madhav Maidana Murari Murari Madhav Maidana Murari Keshave Kali Manihari Keshave Kali Manihari Jai Madhav Maidana Murari Jai Madhav Maidana Murari Nayana Vishana Sundar Kundale Nayana Vishana Gaili Sohe Vedhanti Mala Gaili Sohe Vedhanti Mala Ya Chavike Malhari Ya Chavike Malhari Madhav Maidana Murari Murari Madhav Maidana Murari सब बोलो दर्द का योर सब बोलो
much to Shauna and Doshan for that wonderful rendition. I now have the privilege of calling Bisham to the harmonium, and following Bisham, if I could please ask Kashmina to prepare her rendition for this evening.
Shiva bam 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 bola bajaye damaru. 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 Bajaye damaru, Shiva bajaye damaru. Bajaye damaru, Shiva bajaye damaru. Bajaye damaru, Shiva bajaye damaru. Shiva bam bam bam, oh Shiva bam bam bam, oh Shiva bam bam bam, bola bajaye damaru. Shiva bam bam bam, bola bajaye damaru. अंजन को आकृत कोरियन को काया, 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 भाजन को पुत्र दित निर्धन को माया. शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. कोई चरावे बान बुल, कोई चरावे माला, 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 कोई चरावे बेलपत, कोई चरावे मैवा. शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, ओ शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. कोई कावे विश्वनाथ, कोई कावे कशीनाथ, 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 कोई कावे बोला बाबा वो ही भोलेनाथ. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. बजाए रमरू, शिव बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू. ओ शिवा बम बम बम, बोला बजाए रमरू.
Thank you very much, Bisham. Beautiful rendition, and it's always a pleasure to have you sing and hear you sing. As Kashmina makes her way to the harmonium, once again, those of you who are desirous of singing, please let us know, and our Kirtan Mandali will do our best to accommodate you.
कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा पिता माता स्वामी सखा हमारे पिता माता स्वामी सखा हमारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा ठाकुर हमारे प्राण से प्यारे ठाकुर हमारे प्राण से प्यारे तुम हो हमारे हम ही तुम्हारे तुम हो हमारे हम ही तुम्हारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा गैया चरैया माखन चुरैया गैया चुरैया माखन चुरैया तीनों की नैया की तुम ही केवैया तीनों की नैया की तुम ही केवैया हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा तुमसे है धरती तुमसे है अंबर तुमसे है धरती तुमसे है अंबर अग्नि पावन और सातों समंदर अग्नि पावन और सातों समंदर हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा पिता माता स्वामी सखा हमारे पिता माता स्वामी सखा हमारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाते नारायण वासुदेवा।
प्रेम से बोल गोविंद भगवान की जय. Kindly stand as we welcome our Vyasji. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Har Om Om Ganana Antva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravashtamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatāna Shunmandoti Bisida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Bhadram Karnebi Shunayama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshibhijatraha Sthirairangai Istushtvagam Yastanabihi Vishema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vidastavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha स्वस्ति नस्तारिक्षो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम यश्चंदसा विषभो विश्वरूपः चंदोभ्युद्यमता आत्संबभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया आस्पनोतु अमृतस्सदानो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमक्तमाकर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्वनं ब्रह्मण कोशोऽसि मेधयापितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमया प्रदीप व्यास महाराज की जय. Thank you. Kindly have your seat. We'll commence now with Vyas Puja. We'll have a bhajan.
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. चलिया से दिल क्यों सजाया है, चलिया से दिल क्यों सजाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. हर बात निराली है उसकी, हर बात में एक तेरापन, हर बात में एक तेरापन, हर बात में एक तेरापन. तेरे पर दिल क्यों आया है, तेरे पर दिल क्यों आया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. जितना दिल ने तुझे याद किया, उतना जग ने बदनाम किया, उतना जग ने बदनाम किया. बदनामी का फल क्या पाया है, बदनामी का फल क्या पाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने. ये ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, चलिया से दिल क्यों सजाया है, चलिया से दिल क्यों सजाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, मोहन से दिल क्यों लगाया है, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने, ये मैं जानूं या वो जाने।
Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Shall we all stand for opening arti, please? धनी वृंदावन धाम है, धनी वृंदावन नाम, धनी वृंदावन रसिक जे, सुमिरत राधे श्याम, श्यामा तेरी आरती, कन्हैया तेरी आरती, सारा संसार करेगा कर जोर के, सारा संसार
करेगा कर जोर के,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
सिर पर सोना मुकुट विराजे, गल वैजंती माला साजे,
सिर पर सोना मुकुट विराजे, गल वैजंती माला साजे,
और फूलन के हार करेगा कर जोर के, श्यामा तेरी आरती, गोविंदा तेरी आरती, सारा संसार करेगा
कर जोर के, सारा संसार करेगा कर जोर के,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
प्रेम सहित जो आरती गावे, श्री राधा माधव के पद पावे,
प्रेम सहित जो आरती गावे, श्री राधा माधव के पद पावे,
बाढ़े सुयश अपार करेगा कर जोर के, श्यामा तेरी आरती, गोपाला तेरी आरती, सारा संसार करेगा कर जोर के,
सारा संसार करेगा कर जोर के,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला,
गोविंद गोपाल हे नंद लाला,
गोविंद गोपाल हे ब्रज बाला,
गोविंद गोपाल हे ब्रज बाला,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
राधे गोपाला गोपी गोपाला,
श्री राधे 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 गोपाला,
श्री राधे 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 गोपाला,
श्री राधे गोविंद,
श्री राधे गोविंद,
श्री राधे गोपाला, त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. We bow in obeisance. Gurur Brahma
Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Shri Lakshmi Narayan Bhagavan ki jai.
प्रेम से बोलो गोविंद भगवान की जय. प्रेम से बोलो व्यास भगवान की जय. Our most competent, knowledgeable and eloquent Vyasji, our Pandwaji, Panditji Avinash, our very much talented musician of Gandharvi Samaj, respected elders, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters and friends, lovers and worshippers of Bhagwan, devotees of this mandir, this temple, on behalf of our mom, my brother, my sister, my mosi, and our entire parivar, I want to welcome Swagatam to tonight, the 6th session of this Bhagwat Maha Puran Yajna. It is like only 2 days ago we started this Yajna. Today is the 6th day. Cannot believe this. It is the final night before the concluding of the Sampuran session tomorrow morning. I want to welcome all of you. This evening I want to say a special word of welcome, devotees from New York City. Pitaji Vibart, his Dharampatni, 2 wonderful souls, prominent in the Queens area, from Rosedale, along with their mom, mother-in-law. And they, being a family of Bhagwat, Ramayans, Yagya Katha, where our dear Vyashi would have officiated of many of their Yagya. I want to say a special word of welcome to them. To my Mosi, Mosi Kuku, and Dinan, and the rest who made it here from New York City too, I want to welcome you this evening to Maha Lakshmi Narayan Mandir. To my brother Ba, his Dharampatni, the children also from New York City who are here with us, I want to welcome each and every one of these family. To you, the home people here in Canada, once again, your support, your help have been magnanimous. Without your help and your support, this Yagya will not be what it is on to this day. To my brother and his Dharampatni, we just drive 6 hours, we just came here, but the 2 of you did most of the work, the foundation, decorating along with the devotees of this mandir, from the decor to the arranging of all the sarjam, the organizing. Those who have gone through Yagya know the manpower and the resources it takes. Before we arrived here last week, you guys had everything in place. Everything right down on paper, everything right down in a book, notebook, every dot, every I, every T. And without the 2 of you, please give my brother and my Bauti a round of applause. Without them, this would not be possible. I want to thank them from the bottom of our heart. To our Mosi and our Mosa who is here from Florida. My cousin was also here. She had to go back because family duties, school reopening. But I want to thank them very much for taking the time out from their schedule to be with us here tonight. For all these talented musicians, I don't want to call name because I'll be in trouble. And all these wonderful devotees of this temple, from those who decorate, from those who sweep, from those who vacuum, from those who prepare the prasadam, the naivedyam, from those who do everything. This was a teamwork. And I think all of us need to give these people a round of applause. This is a teamwork because no one person can pull this off. I can tell you, no one person can pull this off. And even though we are different, but when we come together to feed them out, they all come equally. That's what happened for this yajna. And in the course of everyone came together and did their part so far to make this yajna a successful one. So this evening, as I look around, I was telling my brother, is it Karibana? For the last 3-4 nights, this place was so, you had no place even to walk. But I know it's a long weekend too in Canada. Family find times to do whatever, but you are the one who find time to be in Mandir this evening. May your ear become that recipient of Bhagwat Katha. May your mind and your thought becomes that fertile ground in which with these thoughts that will be pouring from Bhagwat may become such fertile seed that will grow and not only become flowers or fruits in your thought and your mind, but will grow into your action, and from action is coupled with reaction. So saying that, Vyashi, once more, it is a great honor. Our family is humbled by your teaching, and it is my hope and our fervent hope. May your thoughts, may your teachings, and this katha in which you are presented, may it become this Amrit not only for our ear, but may it become this Amrit for our soul, our Atma. And yes, for those, our foreparents, may this Bhagavad, like would have done for Dundukari, may this Bhagavad also for all our Pitris, may it grant them moksha. Prem se bolo Vyas Bhagwan ki.
Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Balakrishna Lal ki Jai. Om Namaschandikaya Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadev. Shivatane Varishtham Sarva Kalyana Murtim Parshu Kamalahasta Shobhitam Modakena Aruna Kusumala Byalalambodaram Tam Mama Hriday Nivasam Shri Ganesham Namami Sarvamangal Mangalye Shive Sarvarth Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho.
Jai Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Jai Shiva Shambho.
Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho.
Jai Jai Shiva Shambho. Jai Jai Shiva Shambho.
Mahadeva Shambho.
शम्भो महादेव शम्भो
जय जय शिव शम्भो जय जय शिव शम्भो
जय जय शिव शम्भो जय जय शिव शम्भो
हर 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 गंगे हर 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 गंगे
हर 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 गंगे हर 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 गंगे
भागीरथी गंगे भागीरथी गंगे हो
भागीरथी गंगे भागीरथी गंगे
जय जय शिव शम्भो जय जय शिव शम्भो
जय जय शिव शम्भो जय जय शिव शम्भो
जय 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 शिव शम्भो जय जय शिव शम्भो गंगा तरंग रमणीय जटाकलापम गौरी निरंतर विभूषित वाम भागम नारायण प्रियमनंगमदापहारं वाराणसी पुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथं श्री काशीपति विश्वनाथ भगवान की जय गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति। What a blessed opportunity in Purushottam Mass, Adhik Shravan Mass, to be chanting the name of Hara, Bhagwan Shiva, and Hari, Bhagwan Sri Mahavishnu, Madhava and Mahadeva, one who resides in Kshira Sagar and one who resides in the Mahashmashanam, Bhagwan Bholinath. We join together and chant Govinda Damodar Madhaviti. Agre Kurunam Ath Pandavanam Dushasaninam Hritavastrakesham Krishna Tadakrosha Yanatha Govinda Damodar Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhukait Bhare Bhaktanukampin Bhagavan Murari Traya Swamam Keshavalokanatha Govinda Damodar Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodar वक्तुं समर्थोऽपि न वाति कश्चिद् अहो जनानां व्यसनाभिमुख्यं जिह्वे पिबस्व
जिह्वे पिबस्व
जिह्वे पिबस्व अमृतमेतदेवा गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति बंशी विभूषित कराननवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बराद अरुणबिम्बफलाधरोष्ठात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्द्रनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वहं न जाने। श्री बद्रीनारायण भगवान की जय, श्री अनंत पद्मनाभ स्वामी की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ जी महाराज की जय, श्री द्वारकाधीश भगवान की जय, श्री राधा रमण लाल जू की जय। अखंड मंडलाकारं
व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज
निज मन मुकुर सुधार
बरनौ रघुवर विमल यश
जो दायक पलचार
बोधिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पावन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हारहु कलेश विकार मंगल भवन अमंगल हारे द्रवौ सो दशरथ अजिर बिहारी
मंगल भवन मंगल हारी द्रवौ सुदशरथ अचिर बिहारी।
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई।
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई।
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम पावन तने संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, श्री हनुमान जी महाराज की जय, श्री सद्गुरु महाराज की जय, श्री वेद व्यास जी भगवान की जय। मंगल मूर्ति भगवान श्री गणेश जी को प्रणाम करते हुए और humble obeisance to the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Ganpati. To Mata Mahakali, Maha Lakshmi, Maha Saraswati, to Ma Vaishnavi. In this beautiful and auspicious month of Shravan, Bhagwan Shankar worship is done in this most auspicious time. And this year, the combination of Shravan and Adhik Shravan, Purushottam Mas gives us the opportunity to worship Hari and to worship Hara. Harom, Harom, Sadashivaya. Harom, Harom, Sadashivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Narayanaya. He is Hara and he is also Hari. Vaikuntha Vasa, Kailash Vasa, Sadashivaya. Vaikuntha Vasa, Narayanaya. Nandi Vahana, Sadashivaya. Garuda Vahana, Narayanaya. Harom, Harom, Sadashivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Narayanaya. One resides in the beautiful snow-clad peak of Mount Kailash. The other reside in the most opulent, decorated by Lakshmi herself, Vaikuntha. One rides the white bull Nandi and the other the royal eagle Garuda. To Bhagwan Shri Hari and Hara, we bow down. We bow down to the graceful Lord of Vrindavan. Banke Bihari is probably the most visited of all the temples in Vrindavan. But there are several other temples that are very, very unique. Banke Bihari, Radha Sham Sundar, Radha Damodar, Radha Madan Mohanji, and one of my favorite, Radha Ramanalal. Radha Raman. Radha Raman. And the murti in the huge temple, it's probably less than 18 inches tall. That's how small the murti is. Or I should say that's how big the murti is. And when you go there, you'll have the darshan of Radha Raman. All the names of Shri Krishna, Banke Bihari, Radha Vallabh, Radha Damodar, Radha Sham Sundar, the Lord takes a different look. You will say it's one Krishna, indeed, but uniquely presented, very uniquely presented. And a few hours is never enough in Vrindavan. A few hours is never enough. Puja Guruji would say, Krishna, when I sing, Govinda mein teri ban gaye, tum mere ban jana. Krishna, sometimes there are musicians and sometimes there are no musicians. But that will not prevent me from singing your name, because I know when I sing, you will come. You have to promise me you will come and you will accompany me with your basuri. You must swear on Yashoda and Nanda Baba. You must swear on the cows and Mother Devaki that you will come. You must swear on Radharani that you will come. Krishna, whenever I sing Prabhu, it's all to you and you will accompany me. गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना मैं जब भी गीत गाऊं मुरली बजा के आना आना कान्हा मुरली बजा के आना गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना मैं जब भी गीत गाओ, मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना। तुझ यशोदा मैया की कसम, नंद बाबा की कसम, ग्वाल और गैया की कसम, देवकी मैया की कसम, गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना। मैं जब भी गीत गाऊं मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना। घन घोर घटा की कसम, नाचत मोर की कसम, माखन चोर की कसम, नंद किशोर की कसम, गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना। मैं जब भी गीत गाऊं मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना। राधा रानी की कसम, प्रेम दीवानी की कसम, कृष्ण प्रेम की कसम, योग क्षेम की कसम, गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना। मैं जब भी गीत गाऊं मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना। गोविंद में तेरी बन गए तुम मेरे बन जाना। मैं जब भी गीत गाऊं मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना, आना कान्हा मुरली बजाते आना। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे श्याम. As I said the other night, there should be no emptiness in life. Fill that void with Krishna. Fill that void with Bhagwan Sri Hari. We bow down to the Blessed Lord of Vrindavan. We bow down to our revered Gurus and to the Guru of all Gurus to ward off the ill effects of Shani, and for Shani to bestow his blessings and his favor upon us. We pray to Hanumanji also on a Shanivar, on a Saturday. We bow down, my dear ones, to Shri Veda Vyasji, who has given us the Bhagavad Mahapuran. A cordial welcome to each and every one of you on behalf of Mataji Leela Sharma, her two sons, Pandit Rishi, Pandit Jageshwarji, and her daughter, and their respective families, to this, our 6th session of our Bhagwat Katha. Here, seated in the beautiful temple of Bhagwan Sri Lakshmi Narayan, Pandit Avinashji conducting Dev Puja for us, celebrating their mother's 75th birthday, and at the same time honoring their Swargavasi Pitaji, 25 Sal, 25 years of his passing. We pray that may Bhagwatji bring joy to his Atma, and of course Bhagavatam, the Amrit that we have been partaking of for the last 5 sessions and tonight. It is food for the soul. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamukhad amrita darvasam yutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhurho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. It is food for the soul, and it awakens the insaniyat, it awakens the the humanity within us. Happy to see my dear Donna Dhanwanti Mahanji all the way from New York. She's here to visit her father, but yet she cannot resist the sweetness of Bhagavatam. To my dear Pita Shri Ram Narayan Parivar, Vaibhart and my dear Bhauji Savitri, Ram Narayan Ji, and of course Auntie Varji, making it here, my dear ones, for Bhagwat Katha all the way from New York. Auntie Varji is only a young 87-year-old, right? Very young. And yet she could make it for Bhagavatam. Happy to have my Bhai Sahib, Shri Dwarka Prasad Ji, Radha Krishna Mandir in Cambridge, and all you wonderful souls. As Panditji mentioned, it's a holiday weekend. I don't know what is your holiday, but we also have a competitor, and that is Carnival, right? Carnival, is it Carnival? Caribana, same thing. Both is a spectacle, right? But yet you found time for Bhagavatam. I'm indeed honored. We are indeed very honored for you to be here to partake of this Amrita. Last evening we left off at that beautiful scene. Kanha bajaye bansuri, Jamuna ke tat pe aa gayi, Radha sang ras rachi. Kanha bajave बांसुरी जमुना के तट पे आ गए, गोपी संग रास रचे। कान्हा बजावे बांसुरी जमुना के तट पे आ गए, भोले संग रास रची। He not only danced with Radha Rani, he not only danced with the gopis, he danced with the great Mahadeva who came from Kailash, Gopeshwar Mahadev also. Then after the Maharas Leela, Bhagwan tells them to return to their respectful home. Return to your respectful home and carry out your duties to the best of your abilities. To the best of your abilities. And then he tells them what is their reward. He says, your bhakti is your reward, gopis. Your bhakti, your devotion, your devotion. Do we not remember Mirabai for her bhakti? Do we not admire and do we not cherish Goswami Tulsidas Ji for his devotion? Surdas, Paramhamsa Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, so many great personalities. It's their bhakti, it's their devotion that has been penned in books, in pamphlets that you read. It's not just their intelligence. It's not just their intelligence. It's their devotion that has led them to write all these books and commentaries, etc. Your bhakti is your reward, gopis. Time has passed and Kamsa now sends one of his messenger by the name of Akrura. Akruro api chatam ratrim madhuparyam mahamatim usitvarthamasthayam prayayo nanda gokulam. His name is Akrur, and his task is to bring Sri Krishna from Gokul to Mathura to have him killed. Kamsa is arranging a wrestling match to have Balramji and Sri Krishna killed. But our friend Akrura is a bhakta. We are told he knew that it was not the right time to enter into Gokul. So he waited on the outskirts of Gokul. Mathura and Gokul are very close by. They're very close to each other. 10-15 minutes drive. But yet he waited on the outskirts of Gokul and he spent the night there. Bhagavatam says he could not sleep. He could not sleep. He kept telling himself that Kim mayas charitam bhadram, Kim taptam paramam tapam, Kim vathyarthate dattam, yadadrakshamadhya keshavam, Kim mayas charitam. What good have I done? Maine kaun sa punya paya? What merit have I gained? What noble act have I performed previous that is leading me. Tomorrow morning, I am going to meet eye to eye with Sri Krishna. That I'm going to meet eye to eye with the Lord. मैंने कौन सा पुण्य, कौन सा निष्काम कर्म किया, मैंने कौन सा पुण्य पाया, what religious merit did I gain that I am going to be what? I am going to meet with Krishna in person. मैंने कौन सा दान किया, मैंने कौन सा तप किया. Remember I said to you, yajna dan tapaha, they will yield you your heart's desire. You never stop doing yajna, you never stop doing dan, and you never stop tapasya. But then he's thinking, look under what condition I'm going to bring him. I have to bring him back so this Kamsa could have him killed. But nevertheless, this bhakta called Akrura, when he stepped off his chariot, he is welcomed by Shri Krishna. Bhagavatam says the Lord embraces him. He falls at the feet of Shri Krishna. Bhagwan picks him up. Reminds me of Sundar Kand of Ramcharitramanas. When Hanumanji fell at the feet of Sri Rama, Savadhana Muni, Savadhana, Bhagwan Shankar began telling Mata Parvati, and then Sri Ramachandra picks up Hanumanji and embraces him. The Blessed Lord embraces Akrura. He is Atiti. It doesn't matter for what purpose he has come. He has to be given. He has to be treated like a guest. These are simple people, but yet they knew how to treat a guest. You go to certain homes, my dear ones, you have to ask for a glass of water. You have to ask for a glass of water. You have to ask, may I be seated? Or can I have a seat? But in these people who lived in the rural areas, this is where the heart of India is present. Right away, they'll get you a cup of chai. Right away, they'll get you a glass of water. Right away, they will seat you. Whether it's par kursi or whether it's zameen, whether it's on a chair or whether it's on the ground, they will have a seat ready for you. They knew protocol. And they also, the gopis knew why Akrura has come. Akrura has come to take Krishna away from them. And Bhagavatam says, they could not sleep at all. The crying began. Shukadev tells Parikshit Maharaj, Evam bruvana viharatura vrisham vrajastriya Krishna vishakta manasam vrisijya lajjam rudu swaswaram Govinda damodar madhaveti. This is where those three names came from. Govinda damodar madhaveti. The gopis were the one who cried. And they said to each other, how can we bear separation from Govinda, from Damodara, and from Madhava? It is these three names, Bilva Mangal Thakur, who wrote the Govinda Damodara Stotram that we sing every session. He took these three names and concluded every shloka of his. So when we sing the Govinda Damodara Stotram, we are singing what the gopis sang. We are singing what the blessed gopis of Braj sang. Speaking to each other, my dear ones, how can we separate ourselves from him? They cried and they cried and they cried. And then came that moment where Bhagwan, Sri Krishna, Balramji, Nanda Baba are going to step onto the chariot. And all the Gopas and Gopis are standing there. Ramayana tells us of Aage Aage Ram Chalatu Hai, Piche Lakshmana Bhai. Beech mein chalate Janaki, Raja Janaka ki jai. When Sri Rama took exit of Ayodhya, Sri Krishna now is leaving Gokul. He turns back to them and says, I will be back. That's what he tells us in chapter 4 of the Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharatam abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranai sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He turns to the Gopas and Gopis and says to them, I will be back. And it is said the Gopas and Gopis stood there until the last dust particle that was stirred up by the wheels of the chariot settled back onto the ground. This is where you have that painful song, Suna Suna Lagi Biraj Ka Dham Gokul Ko Chhor Chale Re Ghansham. That's not a party song. That song is filled with sadness, with the soul being separated from the super soul, Jivatma being separated from Paramatma. That's the meaning of that song. And then Bhagwan, of course, is going to enter into Mathura. And of course, he is unequipped to rule. He does not belong on a throne. He doesn't belong, a crown, a royal crown, doesn't belong on his head. Bhagwan Sri Krishna grabs Kamsa from the throne, takes the crown off of his head, pounds upon his body, and kills Kamsa. He places Ugrasena, who was ousted by Kamsa, the rightful ruler of Mathura. Ugrasena was once again placed on the throne of Mathura, and then he is going to visit his parents. He is, my dear ones, going to visit Mother Devaki and Vasudeva in the jail cell. The Blessed Lord Sri Krishna, together with Balramji, opens the jail cell. Devaki and Vasudeva are looking at the Lord and they want to hug him. They want to embrace him. They recognize them, that has to be the elder one and this is the youngest one. That one we thought was a miscarriage, and the youngest one was the one who gave us the command to take him from Mathura to Gokul. They want to hug him, but they can't. They're hesitant because kyunki ye Jagdishwar hai. This is the Supreme Lord himself. How can we go like ordinary beings and embrace him? So they are holding back their emotions until Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, Mama, Papa. Gita, Pita Mahasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pita Maha Vedyam Pavitra Momkara Riksama Yajure Vacha. He tells Arjuna, I'm the father of this world. I'm the mother of this world. The father of this world and the mother of this world is going to refer to Devaki and Vasudeva as Mama and Papa. Just to bring delight to their heart. Because he knows she is filled with maternal affection and he's filled with paternal affection. Bhagwan is going to welcome that. Do you know you can make Bhagwan your child? You have Nauda Bhakti, right? You have the 9 forms of devotion. There's a 10th one. It's called Vatsalya Bhakti. Vatsalya Bhakti is where you adopt Bhagwan as your child. As your child. And again, like I said to you, there should be no emptiness in our lives. No emptiness. Bhaktas, Bhagwan brings joy to Mother Devaki and to Vasudeva. But now came that time for him to say goodbye to Nanda Baba. He turns to Nanda Baba and tells him what? Yatayunam brajam tat vayam cha sneha dukhitanam gyati navo drushtameshayamo vidhaya suhridam sukham. Dear Father, Yatayunam brajam tat vayam cha sneha dukhitanam. My dear Father, Nanda Baba, there's no way I can repay you. There's no way I can repay you for the love that you have showered upon me. Baba, it's time for you to return to Braj. Time for you to return to Vrindavan. You're not going, Krishna? No, Baba, I'm not coming with you. You could imagine that? You could imagine that separation between Nanda Baba and Sri Krishna? Nanda Baba is going to do what? He's going to hug the two brothers. He's going to hug the two brothers and he's going to take leave of Sri Krishna and Balramji. Time has passed and Krishna Bhagwan knows that they're pining away in separation from him. So he summons one of his ministers by the name of Uddhava. I made mention of him the second night of the Bhagavatam, where you had the meeting of Vidur and Uddhava. Uddhava was the one who Bhagwan Sri Krishna gave his concluding sermon called the Uddhava Gita to, and sent him away to Badrinath. On his way to Badrinath, he met Vidur, and that satsanga took place. It is this Uddhava. Let's have a biodata of Uddhava. Vrishninam pravaro mantri Krishnasya dayita sakha Shishyo brihaspater sakshat Uddhavo buddhi sattamam. Vrishninam pravaro mantri. He's one of the counselors of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, and he is Brihaspati Shishya. He's a disciple of the Guru of the gods, highly placed individual. Tamaha Bhagavan Preshtam Bhaktamekantinam Kvachitam Grihitva Paninam Panim Prapannarti Haro Harim. Bhagavatam says, is it not Sri Hari who alleviates the suffering of all? It is Sri Hari who alleviates the suffering of all, whether in person or in absence, whether he himself come or he will send someone. He will send someone to relieve you of your burdens. And which one of us would not love to have someone intervening at a time when we feel all burdened? It is he's called Hari. He sends Uddhava. He says, I have a task for you, Uddhava. What task is that? Gacho Uddhava Brajam Somyam Pitrono Priti Mahava Gopina Madayogadhim Mat Sandeshairya Vimochayam. I want you to go visit my parents. I want you to go visit Nanda and Yashoda and tell them that I will be meeting with them very shortly. I know how much they're missing me. Okay, I will go, Uddhava says. And then he tells Uddhava, I also want you to visit the Gopis. I want you to visit the Gopis. Uddhava is a bit hesitant because Uddhava is so educated, he's so well placed. His looks is almost like Sri Krishna. He looks almost like Sri Krishna in physique, right? So someone who considers himself superior to others. But you will see what he's going to experience. Our friend Uddhava, my dear ones, is going to go to Braj to visit Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda Baba welcomes Uddhava and says to Uddhava, Api smarati naha Krishno mataram suhrida sakhina Gopan brajam chatmanatham gavo vrindavanam girim. Tell me, Uddhava, Api smarati naha Krishno, does Krishna remember Mataram? The first person he asks, does he remember his mother? Please forget any and everybody in your life, but don't forget your mother. Forget any and everybody in your life, but do not forget your mother. Do not forget your mother. Nanda Baba doesn't ask for himself. He says, does Krishna remember his mother? Does he remember his sakhas, his friends? Does he remember his friends? Does he remember Braj? Does he remember the cows? In one of Jagjit Singh's famous songs, he says the cows are crying out that we are lost. When will you come for us, Krishna? तुम ढूंढो मुझे गोपाल में खोई गैया तेरी तुम ढूंढो मुझे सुध लो मोरी गोपाल मैं खोई गैया तेरी, तुम ढूंढो मुझे गोपाल मैं खोई गैया तेरी. All these episodes reminds us Hindus of our responsibility towards Gaumata. And children, don't think it's just a dog or a cat that will answer to you when you call them by their name. You do their Namkaran, don't you? You do the dog's Namkaran and you do the cat's Namkaran. You give them names. Well, let me tell you, the Ramnarayan Parivar is here. They came recently to Guyana. They donated 2 cows. They donated 2 cows to Sri Krishna Mandir, not to Rajan Balgobind. Rajan Balgobind aaye khali haath aur jayenge khali haath. ठीक है? And I can proudly say that Sri Krishna Mandir owns over 50 heads of cattle. ठीक है? People ask, what are you going to do with all these cows? Won't they become a burden? No, they're not a burden. I'm saving them from the kasai, from the butchers. I'm saving them from being sold. I'm saving them from being beaten. I'm saving them. And one particular cow has a special place in my heart. Her name is Godavari. Every time a cow is donated to the temple, her Namkaran Sanskar is done the same day according to the nakshatra. According to whatever star is presiding at the time when a judgment comes to donate a cow, we give the cow a name. According to, just like when human beings get names. When one was gifted to me, Ga and Go, I said she's going to be known as Godavari. And children, if she's a mile away, and she sees me, she will run towards me. And if she's 2 or 3 properties away and you call Goda, you'll see how this cow will come. She eats dal puri, she eats bread, she eats apples, she eats grapes, you name it. She never gets filled. Then you see the gentleness of a cow. What a gentle creature she is. If she's kept among humans. If she's kept among humans, she becomes very gentle. Bhaktas, Nanda Baba is asking, does he remember the cows? Of course he does, Baba. Does he remember Vrindavan? Does he remember the land of Vrindavan? Yes, Baba. Does he remember the mountain Govardhan? Yes, Baba, he remembers it all. He remembers it all. We are told. He takes a look at Mother Yashoda. There she is sitting. Nobody's coming to complain. No one is creating mischief. Her eyes, only tears and tears are falling. It is Uddhava who brings comfort to Nanda and to Yashoda. And then Uddhava is going to ask, where can I find the Gopis? Vrindavan people will tell you. Brajvasis will tell you. Nanda Baba told Uddhava, there's a little stream. Follow this stream, and at the end of the stream you will see the Gopis. It was a stream of tears. It was a stream of tears. Uddhava follows it, and they see him. Shukadeva tells Parikshit Maharaj, Tam Viksha Krishnaanucharam Brajastriya Pralamba Bahu Navakanjalochanam Pitambaram Pushkaramalinam Lasanam Mukhara Vindamani Kundalam. Tam Viksha Krishnaanucharam Brajastriya. The women of Braj saw this attractive being, this attractive person approaching them. Pralamba Bahu, broad shoulders, Navakanja Lochanam, with captivating eyes. And he's also wearing a pitambar. Huh? This is a pseudo Krishna, not the real one. But just to tell you what Uddhava looked like. And right away they are ready to run to hug him until one Gopi says, no, ye koi aur hai, ye behrupiya hai. This is not Krishna. If this was Krishna, he'd have already been in our arms. He would have already been embracing us. The gopis represents the cry of the soul. The gopi represents the jivatma, my dear ones, whose only one desire is to मैं सागर से मिलने चली, मेरा नाम तो नदियाँ है, आनंद को ढूंढती चली, मेरा नाम तो दुखियाँ है. When the waters of the Kanji Creek mixes, my dear ones, with the Burbis River, and the Burbis River mixes with the Atlantic Ocean, they become one with each other. They become one with the same water, isn't it? Jal hi jal hai. Lekin one is called Atlantic, one is called Burbis, one is called Kanji. But when they're all mixed together, they become one. Away from him, I'm Rajan Balgobind. Away from him, you're Rishi Sharma. Away from him, you're Jageshwar Sharma. But when we merge with him, when Jivatma merges with Paramatma, these are the gopis. Your only desire is to merge with Krishna. Please don't look at this with the human eye, the human lascivious eye. Look at it at the sattvic level. The gopis cry for Sri Krishna. They said, go away from here. They don't want him there. Huh? They do not want Uddhava there. What is there left? What is there left for him to take from us? When they sent, when Akrura came, Akrura took Krishna away from us. What is there left? But even the gopis knew protocol. They knew that they cannot chase him away. They got to come up with some excuse, because you cannot insult a guest. Bhagavatam says there was a black bee. There was a black bee that was buzzing. Jare jare bhavar Uddhava, tu bhi jhootha jaise Keshava. Jare jare bhavar Uddhava, जैसे केशवा. तेरी बातें भी झूठी, उसकी कसमें भी झूठी, यहाँ राधा है रूठी, क्योंकि झूठा है वो केशवा. जारे जारे भंवर उद्धवा, तू भी झूठा जैसे केशवा. Oh black bee, go away from here. Shh. Under the pretext of chasing the black bee, they say, Uddhava, jare jare e bhavar Uddhava. You call him Satya Narayan. You call him Satya Deva. We call him Satyam Param Dhimahi. Lekin he abandoned us. He did not keep his word with us. He did not keep up his word with us. Imagine the gopis are calling him Jhootha. The gopis are calling him the great liar. He lied to us. But then they had a change of heart. A change of heart. And what was that? Bol Uddhav kya use yaad hai, Chandani bhari woh raat thi, Krishna prem ki or chunar, कान्हा संग राधा नाचती नाचती नाचती. जारे जारे भंवर उद्धवा, तू भी झूठा जैसे केशवा. The change of heart was, in absence of us, this Uddhava is very close to him. Krishna has been very close to this Uddhava. So let's find out. Uddhava, tell us, does Krishna remember us? And imagine when Uddhava saw the love that the gopis had for Krishna. They're going to give him a tour of Braj. Come, Uddhava, this is the bank of the Yamuna river. That is the Kadamba tree which he climbed and he dived into the Yamuna, and where he danced on the hood of Kaliya. Come, Uddhava, this is the great mountain Govardhan that he lifted on his pinky finger. Come, Uddhava, this was the place he was having his meal, and Brahmaji came and kidnapped all of his friends, and he even confused the forehead Brahma. He recreated all the friends. He confused even Brahmaji. They took him to every place. That is the okri. You know what the okri is, right? A mortar and pestle that is used to pound grains. This is the okri which Mother Yashoda tied him to. That is the tree, the two trees that fell, the Nalakuberas that he delivered. And Uddhava must have gone for 3 days, end up spending 3 weeks. And he's going to come back. He's going to come back to Sri Krishna, and Bhagwan is very cheeky. Bhagwan is going to ask him, tell me, how was your trip? How was your trip to Braj? Uddhava says, did you send me with a message or for a message? Uddhava was proud, just like the people from the town. The people from the town, right? They think those in the rural areas are inferior to them, right? Uddhava went proud, but he comes back humbled. And this is what he said to Sri Krishna. Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam Padarenu Mabhikshnashah Yasam Harit Khatod Geetam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Vande Nanda Vrajastrinam. He says, I don't bow down to the feet of the women of Nanda's Braj. I bow down to Padarenu Mabhikshnashah. I bow down to the dust of the feet of the women of Nanda's Braj. Yasam Harit Kathod Geetam, who's loud singing Krishna. They've started talking about you. They've started telling your tales. They have started Hari Katha. They have started Krishna Katha. The loud singing Krishna of your tales. Who will it not captivate? And whomsoever is captivated, jo moha karte hai na ye Hari Katha, then it does what? It purifies the 3 worlds, Uddhava says. It purifies the 3 worlds. Bhaktijano, our Uddhava went proud and he came back humbled. Sometimes you may think you're the most talented, but there's someone out there who's more talented than you. You may think you're the most beautiful, but there's somebody out there who's more beautiful than you. You may think you're the best bhakta, you're the best devotee, but there's a devotee out there who's better than us. Never ever think of yourself to be superior to others. Now, why Krishna had to do this with Uddhava? He does something with Arjuna in chapter 11. And in this particular scene, he does something with Uddhava. Why? They have to be humbled. In chapter 11 of the Gita, Sakheti Matva Prasabhamya Duktam, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Sakheti. It's only when there's humility, then you can be taught bhakti. That's why the next chapter of the Gita is Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12. Arjuna had to be humbled. Similarly, Uddhava has to be humbled because what is coming? The conclusion is coming. Uddhava has to, Bhagwan has to make sure Uddhava is the correct recipient. He's equipped to receive the Uddhav Gita. To receive the Uddhav Gita, this is the humbling. It's like when the boss sees the humility of that wafadar naukar. When the employer sees the humility of a dedicated employee, that is the employee who gets, my dear ones. That's the one who gets favored. That's the one who rises in the job, get the promotion when there is humility. Chapter 10 of the Bhagavatam will now take us to a beautiful episode. Radhe Radhe Govind Gopal Radhe 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 Govind Gopal Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govind Gopal Radhe 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 Govind Gopal Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govind Gopal Radhe 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 Govind Gopal Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govind Gopal Radhe 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 Govind Gopal Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Govind Gopal Radhe. We move Uttar Pradesh and we go to Maharashtra. We move from the state of Uttar Pradesh, UP, and we go to Maharashtra in a city called Vidarbha. Vidarbha, modern day, is Nagpur. The city of Nagpur, that is Vidarbha. It's an ancient city. And there was a great king who ruled that city. Bhagavan Bhishmaka Sutam Rukmini Ruchirananam Rakshasena Vidhanena Upayema Iti Shrutam. I heard, Parikshit is telling Shukadeva, I have heard that he eloped, or rather he kidnapped a princess. I would like to hear about that. Please enlighten me about that episode of his. Well, there was a king. Raja Siddha Bhishmako Namam Vidharma Vidharpatir Mahan Tasya Pancha Bhavana Putra Kanyayaka Cha Varanana. There was a great king by the name of Bhishmaka. He had 5 sons and 1 daughter. And the sons are Rukma Maratha, Rukma Bahu, Rukma Kesha, Rukma Mali, Rukmi are the 5 sons, and the 1 daughter is Rukmini. Now Rukmi, the eldest brother, wants his sister to marry Shishupal, his drinking buddy. Remember, the influence of Kali Yuga is now creeping in slowly. The influence of Kali Yuga is there. So, consumption of intoxicants, misbehaving, all of that was present. Right? And Shishupal and Rukmi, they were buddies. Rukmi promises Shishupal to marry him to his sister Rukmini, but Rukmini had already done Atmanivedanam. Rukmini had already surrendered her soul to Sri Krishna. How did she do it? She pens a beautiful letter. This letter is going to be sent to Dwarkadhish. This letter is going to be sent to Sri Krishna. And if you go to Dwarka, I invite you to please visit the holy city of Dwarka. Don't just be excited over National Geographic special on the city of Dwarka that is buried under the sea. That is enough to tell you Lord Sri Krishna lived there. That place is holy. Similarly, they call it the Adam's Bridge that's linking southern India to Sri Lanka, when we know it's called Ramasetu. They're taking the divinity out of it. They're taking the religious sentiment is being drawn out of it, right? And being reduced to just an ordinary something. But no, it's something more than that. And you can visit Dwarka. It's very much accessible. They have lovely hotels, very humble hotels, clean, that you could stay. And I invite you to please stay. And go for the Aarti every night. Go and see Dwarkadhish's Aarti. And I'm not sure if you remember these words, but every night they read this prayer to Lord Dwarkadhish. What do they tell Dwarkadhish? What Rukmini sent in her letter. Shrutva gunana bhuvana sundar shrinavatam te nirvishya karna vivahar haratungatapam rupam drisham drishatam rupam drisham drishimatama akhilarthalabham tvayachyuta vishati chittama patrapam me. Bhagwan opened the letter that she sent, and the first thing she says, Shrutva gunana bhuvana sundara. She says, I've never seen you. Maine aapko kabhi dekha nahi. But I've only heard about you. Shravana. I have heard about your attributes. I've heard about your greatness. I've heard about your majesty. And I've also heard you're handsome. Sundar, Ati Sundar, Pavan, Parama Sundar, Bhuvana Sundar. The most beautiful of the worlds. My Lord, immortal Lord, most handsome the 3 worlds. My ears were treated to your excellencies. Krishna, I have set my mind, I have set my soul to you. Krishna, Katva Mukunda Mahati Kulashila Rupam Vidya Vayodra Vinadhama Virata Tulyam धीरापतिं कुलवती नावृणीत कन्या काले नरसिंह नरलोकमनोभिरामम. When a young lady comes of age, who would not want to have you as their husband? Who would not want to have the lion among men? She calls him Narasimha. Tanme bhavan khalu vritapatirangajaayam matar pitascha bhavato atra vivo videhi Mavira bhagam abhi sharmatu chaidya arat Gomayuvan mrigapatir balim ambujakshaham. I belong to you, Krishna, and I belong to no one else. You cannot allow a jackal, you cannot allow a beast that is called Shishupal to come and take what rightfully belongs to you. She tells Shri Krishna, I want you to come and I want you to rescue me. I want you to take me away. You know? If at all, no fighting. If at all, no bloodshed. And how can you do this, Krishna? I will be going to the temple of Girija. I will be going to the temple, to Kula Devi's temple. And at that time, there is no security. At that time, you can come and take me away. Bhagwan must have read this letter and what a smile he would have made. Look what my devotee is asking me to do. My devotee is asking me to come and kidnap her. But what is Mother Rukmini's cry? Children, it's a cry of the soul. In the Western world, you have something called bridal mysticism. Bridal mysticism is when one marries God. Is when one weds the Lord, weds Bhagwanji. Started from Rukmini. Mother Rukmini is going to the temple of Mother Parvati. Chalavo sakhi pujiyavo Gauri darbar chalavo sakhi pujiyavo Gauri darbar Maya darbar Gauri darbar Maya darbar chalavo sakhi pujiyavo Gauri darbar chalavo sakhi pujiyavo. जय जय गिरिवर राज किशोरी जय महेश मुख चंद्र चकोरी जय गज बदन शरानन माता जगत जननी मैया जगत जननी दामिनी द्युति गाता चलावो सके पूजियावो गौरी दरबार चलावो सखी पूजियावो. And to this day there is Kul Devi's temple in Dwarkadhish temple compound where ladies go and worship the mother of the world. Imagine girls coming together and says, Sakhi, chalo Gauri Puja karte hain. Let's go for Gauri Puja instead of going to the clubs. Let's go to Gauri Puja instead of going to the cafe. Let's go to Gauri Puja. Now, I'm not asking you to do it on a weekly basis. If you so choose, come and make an offering to Devi. That may she bless you with the right partner in life. May she bless you with a partner who will never want to replace you. Like Shri Ram. Never wanted to replace and will never replace Sita ji. Gauri Puja. She goes now with her Sakhis to Ma Parvati's temple. And she says what to the Divine Mother? Namasye tvam ambike abhikshanam swasantan yutam shivam bhuyat patir me bhagavan krishna tadanu modatam namasye tvam ambike bhikshanam swasantana yutam shivam. For those women who are desirous to have children, you pray to Mother Parvati, the mother of Ganesha and Kartikeya. Bhuyat patir me bhagavan krishna again, she's asking Mother Parvati to bless her, just like the Gopis did, to have Shri Krishna. Mother Rukmini is stepping down the stairs of the temple, and there comes, my dear ones, the blessed Lord Shri Krishna on his chariot, and he snatches Mother Rukmini away. Rukmini follows Bhagwan Shri Krishna. A battle between Rukmini and Shri Krishna is taking place. Rukmini intervenes and says, please don't kill him. If you kill him, I have to wait an entire year. I'll have to wait until his Varshik Shrad for me to wed you. Right? I know there are many people who don't like to follow rules. There are lots of rules pertaining to Karma Kand. I'm not a Karma Kandi, but I know certain things. And the two texts majorly that deals with this is called Dharma Sindhu and Nirnaya Sindhu. Dharma Sindhu and Nirnaya Sindhu will give you all the rules on puja, on auspicious timing and inauspicious timing, etc. It's already started. We're already diverting. Some are already diverting from the text. They're diverting from the scriptures. Remember what Narad Muni saw when he went on his journey that made him so frustrated. Today you see weddings taking place at Hikmas. You see wedding taking place Pitri Paksh, because some hyper-educated individual will come and say why it can't be done. Well then, if it was never done, then it's time for us to start doing it. This is their logic. This is their logic. But I know my foreparents, uneducated as they were, they held on not just to tradition, but to what their Purohits will tell them. And particularly those qualified Purohits, those educated Vipras, those educated Vipras. Bhaktijano, we see that even before completing a Varshik Shrad, celebrations are taking place. Celebrations are taking place. And again, the question is asked, well, why can't we do it? Theek hai bhai, aapki marzi kar lo, please do it. Nobody's stopping you. Mother Rukmini says, please don't kill him, Krishna. I cannot wait any longer. Bhagwan Shri Krishna mutilates, my dear ones. It's one of those things for a Kshatriya to shave their head and to shave their mustache. It's a great insult to their ego. This is what Shri Krishna did. Rukmini and all of them are going to join the Kauravas in the Mahabharata war. They're going to join the side of the Kauravas and fight against Shri Krishna and the Pandavas. But we leave that scene. Bhagwan takes Mother Rukmini to Dwarka, and it sounds really nice, you know, to kidnap the one that you love and take them and wed them. That's called a Rakshas Viva. A Rakshas Viva. Particularly one that is done against the wish of the parents. Bhagavatam is going to tell us of various types of weddings. But Bhagwan doesn't want to set that example. Bhagwan does what? He sends a message. He sends a message to Bhishmaka. I, Shri Krishna, the king of Dwarka, wish to marry your daughter. And what a wedding it would have been. What a beautiful wedding it would have been. Children, our weddings are beautiful. Sad to see they're being made into Bollywood productions. People are more interested in making their weddings a Bollywood production more than the actual sentiments of a wedding, than the sentiments that's in a wedding. You have an auspicious time. Today, I'm not sure how many people follow Muhurt when it comes to wedding, but that is important. In India, sometimes weddings are taking place 4 o'clock in the morning. Even if it's just the Dulhan, Dulhin and the Pandit, that wedding has to take place during that time. Even if all the guests are fast asleep, that wedding has to take place then. Bhaktas, you have the meeting of the men folk called the Milani. You have the ladies going to do Parichi of the Dulaha to inspect him. First time, majority of them are going to see him. Then you have him going to Janavasa. The Dulahan comes into the mandap and she performs Gauri Puja. She seeks the blessings of Ganesha. Then she takes leave for rest. Dulaha is welcomed to the mandap. He's given a royal welcome, a Shahi Swagat. He's given his asan. He's given gifts. Royalty is showered upon him. Then the Dulhan makes her entrance. And all of this is done with so much of fanfare. In my days, it used to be done to live music and live singing. The live music and live singing of auspicious songs, Mangal Geet. Aaj Janakpur Mangal Chaudisi Mangal hai. Sita ji ke hoye deviya Janakpur Mangal hai. Hare Hare Basava Mangai Ba Mandva Gadhai Bhe. Motiyan Jhalari Chawai Janakpur Mangal hai. What an auspicious moment, the moment of Sita Ji's wedding, as she is gently walking down the aisle to go marry Shri Rama. This is what the song says. And there you see the green bamboo, Hare Hare Basava, Mangaib, Janak Maharaja, and the mandap is beautifully decorated with pearls. Nowadays, it's done to Bollywood songs. And not even Hindi. It's being done in a language. Some of these songs are Punjabi songs. The songs are Punjabi songs are being played at Uttar Pradesh, Bihar Shadi. Right? Because that's where majority of, not majority, but most of our people are from. It's a Bollywood production today. Nobody wants to hear live singing. Everybody wants to hear movie songs. But the Dulahin would make her entrance into the mandap to beautiful auspicious songs and blessings and blessings. And then you have the Kanyadanam that is done. The Kanyadanam is done. Where in the Kanyadanam is there inequity? Where in the Kanyadanam does it say there's gender inequality? In the Kanyadanam. Her hands is placed in his hands. The parents places her hand there because they have confidence in this young man. Those hands are going to care for her. Those hands are going to protect her. Those hands are going to provide for her. And vice versa also. And the wife's hands also plays a very important role. The Kanyadanam is done. Then you have the ceremonial knot that is tied. Then they sit and perform day of puja. Then it's time to go around the fire. Do you know there's an instance where two men went around the fire? And no, we're not talking about, my dear ones, same gender wedding. Going around the fire has a greater meaning. It's when Shri Ram and Sugriv went around the fire. Kishkinda Khan, when they cemented that friendship, that alliance, isn't that an alliance you have with your husband and wife? Isn't that a friendship till death do you part? Shri Ram and Sugriv, they lit the fire, Agni as a witness. Agni becomes Sakshat, Sakshi. And they went around the fire. That going around the fire means a lot more. Committing. And then you have the Pani Grahan. I remember Chita Bhasma Lepo Garalamashanam, where the description is given, Bhagwan Shankar, look at you, Chita Bhasma Lepo, your body is smeared with ashes from the cremation site. You have snakes crawling around your neck, yet Prabhu, you're called Jagadishwar. You know why? The day Bhavani's hand was placed in your hands, gave you honor and gave you glory. The day the young lady's hand is placed in his hand brings honor and glory to him. Honor and glory to him. That is Pani Grahan, the holding of the hand. Then you have the Saptapadi, the 7 steps. You have the Shilarohan, stepping on the rock. You have the Satvachan. She moves to his left side. He places sindoor. It is for him to place sindoor in her mang. It's not for her to place sindoor in his mang. ठीक है? Even though it seems like this is in the making. Seems like it's in the making that why should women alone wear sindoor? Men should also wear. Okay? We men have our own responsibilities, women have their own responsibilities. Okay? That doesn't mean we're unequal. Nobody tries ever to desecrate Panditji, an Islamic wedding. Muslims will never desecrate their traditions. Christians will never desecrate their traditions, but we Hindus are. We Hindus are fed up of our traditions. We want something new. Right? So they're trying it now. For the girl to put sindoor on the boy. Well, Rajan Balgowin will make noise when that happens again. I will create noise. The sindoor dan is done. Exchange of garlands, Mangal Sutra, etc. The blessed Lord, my dear ones, marries the mother of the world, Rukmini. Who is Rukmini Devi? Rukmini Devi is no other than Lakshmi Devi. And who is Dwarkadhish? Vrindavan tu Krishna Kanhaiya, Avadhapuri Shri Ram. Badrinath tu Badri Narayan Nath Dwar Shri Nath. Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish. Vrindavan tu Krishna Kanhaiya, Avadhapuri Shri Ram. Badrinath tu Badri Narayan Nath Dwar Shri Nath. Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish, Jai Jai Dwarkadhish. रुक्मिणी का संदेश पर कर रुक्मिणी को अपना ही लिया। मित्र सुदामा से मिलकर उनको अपना आसन ही दिया। रुक्मिणी का संदेश पर कर रुक्मिणी को अपना ही लिया। मित्र सुदामा से मिलकर उनको अपना आसन ही दिया। द्रौपदी रक्षक पांडव बंधु जग का पालनहार। बद्रीनाथ तू बद्री नारायण नाथ द्वार श्रीनाथ। जय जय द्वारकाधीश, जय जय द्वारकाधीश, जय जय द्वारकाधीश, जय जय द्वारकाधीश। भगवान श्री कृष्ण married Mother Rukmini vidhi vidhan se. According to the vidhi, when I went to Dwarka and I stood before him, I said to Dwarkadhish, Rukmini ka sandesh par kar Rukmini ko apna hi liya Prabhu. You read the letter of Rukmini and you accepted her as yours. Mitra Sudama se milkar. What did you give to Sudama? You gave him apna hi asan diya. You gave him your throne. You are the protector of Draupadi and you're the eternal friend of the Pandus, of the Pandavas. Jai Jai Dwarkadhish. Please, as Hindus, destiny have moved us from, we're travelers. Now, hum sab musafir ho hai. We're all travelers. Our ancestors came from India to Trinidad to Guyana to the West Indies. From there, you probably moved to the United States. From the United States, you came to Canada, maybe other countries in between before reaching your goal of coming to Canada. Now you've come here. Save some money, at least 2 years, for what you would have spent going to Cancun and going to DR, Dominican Republic. No, Canadians love Cuba, right? The Canadians love Cuba. And visit India once in your lifetime. But don't go there as a visitor. Go there as a devotee. Go there as a bhakta. In every temple you go to, that you will know how blessed you are, that probably your parents never came here, your grandparents never came here, your great-grandparents never came here. Just like people who live in Essequibo, they've never been to Berbice, you know. And up to this day, and people who live in Borbis have never visited Essequibo. Not everybody who live in India visit these places. They say only when Bulawa comes. They say only when the call comes. Please visit Dwarka. You'll visit Sri Krishna's temple. You'll visit Mother Rukmini's temple. You'll visit Nageshwar. You'll visit one of the Jyotirlinga, Bhagwan Nageshwar. Bhakti Jano, I made mention of his name, and I have to give you his katha. And he is none other than Sudama. Shri Krishna ji ke dwar milan Sudama aaye. 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 Krishna sita sakha kaschid brahmano brahma vittamam viraktaha indriyartheshu prashantatma jitendriya. What a personality he was. He was a Brahmin by Varna. He was also an Indriyartheshu, one who was master his senses. He was a Prashant Atma. He was a super peaceful soul. One day, Pativrata patim praham malyata vadanina sam daridra sidamanasa vepamana bhigamyacham. There's nothing more unwelcoming than when someone comes pestering you for money, pestering you for dam, pestering you for dakshina. I would turn sometimes to the priests of the temple and I would ask them, agar aap sachi Brahmin ho, if you're a real Brahmin, you wouldn't do this. Because we're to bless people, we're not to beg. Hum bhikhara nahi hai. We're not beggars. Even Sudama's wife Sushila, she was a pativrata nari. So poor they were. You know, every night we say, kalahara, kashtahara, dukkhahara, daridrahara, poverty. There are people, poverty, we tend to think because they don't have any money. No. Sometimes there are people, my dear ones, who have tons of money, but their mind is in a state of poverty. That's how they live. May we never fall like that. Bhakta Jano, even the good wife, even though there was nothing to eat, she goes and tells Sudama, Nanu Brahman Bhagavata Sakha Sakshat Shriyapati. She doesn't say Krishna. She's a smart lady. She does not want in any way to cause harm to her husband's image. She says, why don't you go and visit your wealthy friend? She says, Lakshmi's husband. She doesn't say Krishna. She says, Shripati. Shripati. But she doesn't tell her husband, go and ask him for a TV, go and ask him for a car, go and ask him for a house. She doesn't say anything. And he was so excited when she reminded him, oh, I've not seen him in such a long time. And only about 4-hour car distance driving. But of course, Sudama has no car. He has to walk. I have to take something for him. I cannot go empty-handed. Purane zamane mein, no one went to temple empty-handed. I know you put a loonie, you put a toonie in the arti. Please keep on putting it. From a loonie and a toonie, please put a 5. From the 5, please put a 10. From a 10, please put a 20. The temple is dependent on that. When Hardad spoke last night, your temple is dependent on your generosity and your support. Long ago, people didn't have money. So they took 2 or 3 bananas, which they used to cut in little round slices. Remember that? And this is what you used to get. Today you're getting food served so nicely in boxes. Back then, Mahambhog used to come either directly in the palm of our hand, or in a leaf, or in a piece of square cut brown paper. Maybe you should do it one time and then now generations see what it was like. But nobody went to temple empty-handed. And look where you, the descendant of those people, the generation, look where you are today in life. You should never come to temple empty-handed. You either bring some fruits, you bring flowers, you bring tulsi, whatever you can. You give your dravya dakshina. Sudama knows he cannot go to Krishna empty-handed. What does the wife do, my dear ones? She goes and she begs the neighbors. She begged her neighbors for a few handful of poha, a few handful of parched and beaten rice. This was the poor man food. It's parched and beaten. All you have to do, add some water to it, and you can eat it just like that. Just like long ago, I used to be told that satwa was a poor man's food. The farmers used to take all these grains and wash them and dry them and grind them into a powder and mix them and take them to the rice fields. And there they would mix it with the water from the trench and they would eat it. That was the humble food. Do you know, children, the same poha is served in 5-star hotels today? The same poha. You go to any 5-star hotel in India, any 4-star hotel, you'll see poha as a breakfast item. The same poha. Sudama wraps it up in a bundle, my dear ones. Huh? Sushila wraps it up in a bundle. And he is going now. Chale sham sundar se milne Sudama. Chale sham sundar se milne Sudama. Gaate japte man mein Hare Krishna Rama. Gaate japte man mein Hare Krishna Rama. Chale sham sundar se milne Sudama. Chale sham sundar se milne Sudama. Sudama walked the distance. Sudama is greeted by the 2 gatekeepers. Kaun hai tu? He introduces himself. Kya kaam hai? Bachpan ke dost hai hum. We're childhood friends. We went to Rishi Sandipani's ashram together. They're looking at him. Na sir pe hai pagari, na tad pe hai sherwani, na पैरों में छप्पल, na हाथ में घड़ी, na गले में सोने का chain. He's not wearing any fancy clothing. He doesn't even have footwear. Torn clothing, and yet you're calling yourself Krishna's friend? But these guards were very smart. They must have heard what happened to Jai and Vijay, you know? They must have heard what happened to Jai and Vijay. So instead of chasing Sudama away, they went into the palace. And before they could complete his name, Kaun aaya bhai? Who has come? So, before they could complete his name, तीन लोक के स्वामी दौड़े अपने सुध बुध खोए मित्र सुदामा से मिलकर करुणा की सागर रोए मित्र सुदामा से मिलकर करुणा के सागर रोए भगवान ran and he hugged him. He hugged him, brought him into the palace, places him on his asan, tells the queens to fetch water. In the Ram avatar, his feet was washed by Kevat. In the Krishna avatar, in Ram avatar, the Bhakta washed Bhagwan's feet. In Krishna avatar, Bhagwan is going to wash the Bhakta's feet. What is God not ready to do for us? What is He not ready to do for us? He started pouring the water on Sudama's foot. And Har Chali, he's touching all the corns and the bunions and the tear on his feet. And he's healing them, that healing touch of God. And it is said, while the water is being poured, Krishna's tears were also flowing. This is how much he loved anyone who goes to him, mitra bhav, as a friend. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitreya. He says, make friends. And one of my reminders to you here is that Krishna is your friend. He is your friend. Bhakti Jano. Krishna Bhagwan, of course, he's naughty still. He says, what have you brought for me? Mile kuch nahi leke aaye ho kya? You haven't brought anything for me. Bhauji must have sent something for me. He grabs the bundle away from Sudama. Sudama was a bit hesitant. He didn't want to give him. Right? It's like you go to a party, you see everybody's walking with a Fendi bag. They're walking with a Macy's bag, a Bloomingdale bag. They're walking in with a Louis Vuitton bag, and you want to come from Kmart. Well, you don't have Kmart. Here we go. Walmart. Right? So you put it back in the car trunk. Right? Or you take the name tag out so nobody knows which gift came from. Sudama didn't want to give him, but Krishna grabbed it. And when he grabbed it, he does something.
प्रभु ये बंधन खोलो मेरे, आया हूँ मैं द्वारे तेरे, जाऊं कहाँ तज शरण तुम्हारी, रंग दे चुनरी आहो हे गिरधारी.
We come to him with so many chains and shackles. We come to God, and when we come to him, he does what? He opens them all. He releases us from them. All the troubles and all the problems that we face, he delivers us from them. Sarva dharman parityajya mami kam sharanam braja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. And when he saw the pound rice, you know how excited he was? I don't know about you, but one of my favorite snacks is what we call lawa. Y'all know what lawa is? Nobody know lawa? Anybody know lawa? Raise your hands. Skeldon Market, a lady used to sell lawa rolled up in a little ball, you know? And I used to love this thing. Again, it was, for me, it was the Cadbury chocolate of Cadbury chocolate back then. Right? Sometimes the most simplest of things is most satisfying. The most simplest of things is satisfying. Bhagwan began to eat. He takes the first handful. Sushila's, their home has become now a palace. He takes a second handful. And what is happening? Her torn sari and the threads she wore as jewelry, she's now wearing a beautiful Banarsi silk and all the jewelry. He goes to eat the third. His wives come and stop him and says, no, aur mat khao, because he would give away everything that he has. Krishna will give everything away, Bhagavatam says. They spent some quality time together. We'll discuss that tomorrow morning. What was the conversation between Sudama and Sri Krishna? But then it was time for him to return, and Sudama never asked for anything. Bina mange, sab kuch mil gaya. Without asking for anything. This is the amazing part of this katha. You don't have to ask him. Antaryami hai wo. He knows. Sudama goes back to his village. Mandir dekha dare Sudama.
मंदिर देख दरे सुदामा, मंदिर देख दरे, कहा गयो मोरी सुनी झोपड़ी आये, कंचन महल किए सुदामा, मंदिर देख दरे सुदामा, मंदिर देख दरे.
He's looking for his house, but he sees this huge palace there. A lovely lady comes out and bows at his feet. Sudama says, may you and your husband live long. He didn't recognize Sushila. And then he's asking, where did this all come from? Where did this opulence come from? Where did this riches come from? You know what is rich sometimes for some people? When they're accustomed to just eating dal chawal, and then comes that one sabji. They're wealthier, that means. They could only afford dal and chawal, rice. But then comes one vegetable. And then they started affording 2 vegetables. Then 3 vegetables. In order to appreciate wealth, sometimes we have to go through the hardship, don't we? We have to go through the tough times to appreciate wealth, a blessed necessity. Now, wealth changes people, you know. Wealth, my dear ones, changes people. Sometimes it makes them for better, and sometimes for the opposite. But in the case of Sudama, who's a billionaire now, he says, I have no need for wealth. May I secure from birth to birth. Tasya eva me sauhrida sakhyo maitri. May I, from birth to birth, I want his goodwill. I want his prem. I want his love. I want his friendship. And I want to be of service. May I cherish devotion to the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. This is what the legendary Sudama requested. I pray also, may Bhagwan fulfill all of your noble desires. May Bhagwan give you all that you need. That may you never be short. And wealth, may it never change you for worse, but may it make you a better individual, a better person. Remember, he's Lakshmi Pati. Sushila sent him to Lakshmi Pati. This is where prosperity resides. And when he blesses you with that prosperity, please use it in the righteous manner. We will meet again tomorrow morning for our concluding session of Katha, where we'll move into Book 11 and Book 12, the 11th canto and the 12th canto of the Bhagavatam. So far, we have touched each one of the cantos of the Bhagavat, each one of the skandhas. We have taken a katha, or we have made mention of an episode. And this is how we do grace to the Bhagavat Mahapuran. I thank all of you on behalf of the Sharma Parivar for being here. And please join with us tomorrow morning for our concluding session. And of course, you will join with me on Monday evening in Guyana, at Sri Krishna Mandir in Guyana, for Bhagwan Shankar's puja, Bhagwan भोलेनाथ महादेव। मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, बबम बम बबम बबम बम बबम बबम बम बम बम। मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, की झोली भर देगा, की झोली भर देगा सावन में। मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, की झोली भर देगा, की झोली भर देगा सावन में। तुम हरिद्वार को जाना, गंगा में डुबकी लगाना हो। तुम हरिद्वार को जाना, गंगा में डुबकी लगाना, कि पाप सारे कट जाएंगे, कि पाप सारे कट जाएंगे सावन में। मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, कि भरती भर देगा, कि झोली भर देगा सावन में। तुम काशी नगरी जाना, तुम काशी नगरी जाना, बाबा विश्वनाथ को मनाना, बाबा भोलेनाथ को मनाना हो। तुम काशी नगरी जाना, बाबा विश्वनाथ को मनाना, कि भोले तुम्हें मिल जाएंगे, कि भोले तुम्हें मिल जाएंगे सावन में। मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, मेरा शिव है भोला भाला, कि झोली भर देगा, कि झोली भर देगा सावन में। शंकर भगवान Jai. Come and see how we do our Shiv Puja in Guyana and the way we sit and we sing and we dance before him. Today was day 33. 33 days of continuous speaking on Bhagwanji, continuous worship of Mahadev. We have 25 days more to go before this beautiful period of Shravan concludes. I thank all of you for your blessings. I thank all of you for your support for our daily lunch. Imagine 33 days, free lunches are given to 200 plus persons every day through your generosity, through your blessings. May all of you grow from strength to strength, joy to joy, and may you experience all that which is good in life. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanudharaha, Tatra Shir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. We meet again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon for a concluding session to see what happens to Maharaj Parikshit at the conclusion of the Bhagavad Mahapuran. Jai Shri Krishna.
प्रेम से व्यास भगवान की जय, प्रेम से लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Dear devotees, let us put our hands together for Lord Vyas Ji. Once again, on this sixth session, and he sort of mentioned 30 odd days of non-stop giving katha wherever he may be. May Bhagavati Saraswati Ma, Lord Ganesha, continue to give him that wisdom, that knowledge, that health, and that strength to go beyond, to teach, to edify, and to educate, and in some cases remind us of our duties as Manusha Rupam. Once again, Vyasji, thank you so much from our dear family for these six sessions, and from our community, the devotees of this temple, to have you with us, to have your darshan, to have the nectarine flow of Bhagavad Mahapuran. It's indeed a blessing for all of us in this lifetime. Many of us would have said we listened to Bhagavad so many times, so many katha we have listened to, but ask ourselves the question, what would that katha have done for us? What would that Bhagavad have done for us? That is the real fruit or the real ras of Bhagwat Katha. Thank you once again for being with us for this yajna, dear devotees. Please, if you can able to contribute to our Vyasji feeding program, follow him. Please able to reach out to him, contribute, reach him. He's here with us tonight in any way, shape or form to allow those food. Anadan is very, very important in our dharma. Very, very important. Today, all of us or most of us would have come from very poor and humble beginning, but we are not there anymore. And where we can able to give back, if I may use that term, please contribute in whatever way, shape or form you can, to help him to accomplish his mission. In accomplishing his mission, we too will able to be reaping that blessing. So please reach out and help. We have so many seva programs goes on at the Mandir back home. Please reach out to him, follow him, find out, see what is happening, and help in whatever way you can. Dear devotees, please, as Bhava mentioned, we'll conclude tomorrow this yajna at 10 to 12. We'll commence our puja, our Deva Puja in the morning. We'll listen to our Pandratji, what instruction he will give us. But please join us. Spread the word out for the very last session of this yajna. Please join us for this Bhagavad conclusion. And of course, those of you who are not traveling along with Baba for Monday afternoon, please join me here for our continuation of Shiva Puja as we continue to reminisce on Bhagavan Shiva every single day. Our Somar Vrat Puja, our Sunday morning from 9:30 to 12, and of course every morning in the remaining odd days of Shri Shravan Mas, Purushottam Mas. Join us every morning at 6:30 to 7:30 for Shiva Abhishekam, Rudram, etc., that we can able to win the blessings of Mahadev. Dear devotees, please continue to visit us every Sunday morning, Monday, our Purnamasi, all Vrat we observe in this temple. Please continue to spread the word around so that we can upkeep this Sanatana Dharma. Not forgetting at the end of this month, the 30th of August to the 6th of September, we have a Bhagavad Yajna, our Mandir Yajna. Please mark the date, the date for us. Our Mandir Yajna, our regular annual Yajna, 7 sessions of Bhagavad Yajna, and then of course we conclude on Krishna Janama Ashtami, September 6th. Please remember this day, join with us, follow us, and continue to support Maha Lakshmi Narayan Mandir. In support of Maha Lakshmi Narayan Mandir, you support our Dharma. Not forgetting all our classes, we will reconvene September. For this summer, we would have stopped our vocal, our tabla, dolak, dancing, mantra classes, etc. Please follow us. Please reach out to us to sponsor one of those Yagya Day. You can see myself, you can see Auntie Nara, or see any devotee of the Mandir. Any way, shape or form you want to contribute. I want to say thank you to all our out-of-town guests. It's a blessing to have you. It's a blessing for my dear brother and our Vyasji to be here to support his family. Thank you so much. For those right at home, I bow to you. We bow to you all for your love, your grace. And thank you for being with us. And thank you for being part of Bhagwat Katha. Let us kindly stand for Aarti.
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
श्री भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये अमर ग्रंथ, ये मुक्ति पंथ, ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
ये अमर ग्रंथ, ये मुक्ति पंथ, ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान, यही
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान, यही
जग के मंगल की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से तारती। श्री भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से तारती।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, श्रापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, श्रापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये सुख करनी, ये दुख हरनी,
हे सुख करनी, ये दुख हरनी।
ये मधुसूदन की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से तारती। श्री भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से तारती।
ये मधुर बोल जग फंद खोल, सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंड कोल, सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
प्रभु की महिमा की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है
तारती। श्री भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप पाप से तारती।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे।
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
परम धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
परम धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
किशोरी प्यारी राधा 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 राधा
किशोरी प्यारी राधा 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 राधा
हमारी प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा हमारी
प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन 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 राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
किशोरी प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
किशोरी प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
वृषभानु प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव
त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव
वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं सतो मा सद्गमयं तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमयं मृत्योर्मामृतं गमयं सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयं सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् करचरण कृतं वा ककायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितं अविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो कालहर कष्टहर दुःखहर दारिद्र्यहर रोगाहर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर शंभो we bow in obeisance.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः
तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। प्रेम से श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। श्री राधावर कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। सनातन धर्म की सनातन धर्म की सनातन धर्म की ग्रंथ राज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। सब संतन की जय जय सीताराम। Please remain seated to receive आरती.
Prashadam and Bhojan is prepared for everyone. And please join with us again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for our concluding session of our Katha. Thank you to our online congregation, to our online viewers, for joining with us for the 6th session in Bhagavad. Please join with us tomorrow. Radhe Radhe to all of you.